am back with another episode of Coffee and Business Talk. Hello to everyone. I am Trina Boyd. And if you are listening or watching this, I primarily talk about business grants, government contracting, and how to obtain business credit. But on today's episode, I heard from you and I want to kind of help you with some things as pertains to grant writing. So today I'm actually going to be talking about three things that will help you write grants faster, or to word this, to help you make time to write those grants. So make sure you get your coffee and let's get into it. So one of the questions that I had recently asked last week was, why aren't you writing grants? So the number one answer that I received is because it's time consuming. So I want to talk about today how you can cut your time in half by writing grants for your business. All right. So the first way, the first thing I'm going to tell you, the first thing that you can implement in your daily life or weekly life to help you manage your time to be able to write grants is that you are going to help you be able to write those grants faster, you want to organize those grants. So one of the things I always tell people is that if I had to choose between writing a business grant or a nonprofit grant, I would choose the business grant. Only because the easiest grant to write is going to be a for-profit grant. A lot of times people don't know what it takes to write a grant because they never even try to do it or even try to dive in to figure out how to write a grant, right? Let alone knowing where to look for those grants. So with that being said, the first thing you want to do is be able to, of course, to look for those grants, but also you want to organize those grants. So what I do, I'm going to give you some tips on what I do, right? So what I do, I put a reminder on my phone to look at grants or to look for grants every single day. One of the things, when you're looking for grants, you're going to find. The Bible says, ask and it will be given unto you. Seek and ye shall find, right? Knock and the door will be open. So we have to be looking for grants, right? Once you find those grants, and if you don't know how to find grants, I actually have a video on my YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on my podcast, then my YouTube channel is Trina Business Expert. So that's my YouTube channel. If you want to go and look, if you're already watching this on YouTube, just go and look at the 2024 grants for women in business, and that will tell you how to look for those grants. Okay. So with that being said, once you find those grants, you want to organize your grants. That's going to be the easiest way to be able to know when something is due. So how do you organize those grants? So you want to pull up a Google Sheets. So a Google Sheets, you want to have different categories or different columns for your Google Sheets. The first column you want to have, of course, is the name of the grant, right? The second column you want to have how much the grant is for. The third column, you want to have the due date. That's the most important part, is knowing when that grant is due. So that way you'll know, oh, okay, so this grant is due in a week. I need to work on this one first. You may have a grant that's due in six weeks. That's how you will prioritize which grants you want to write first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, right? But you want to have a list of those grants. And then the fourth column, you want to have the website to the grant. So that way you don't have to go back, Google it, or whatever it is. You want to have that link. So once you have those four things, you want to start organizing your grants. Once you go to those websites to find those grants, you're going to make sure you are adding to your grant list every single week. Okay? So that's the first thing you want to do. So that literally should take you about maybe 30 minutes, which is going to take me to my next thing that you can do to help you save time with writing grants. or help you write grants faster. So if you are a mom, single mom, married mom, we all fall in the same category, right? We probably have children, we're probably a wife or whatever it is. But one of the things is I am a mother, right? One of the things I have to do, and I have a 1-year-old, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this, but I have a 1-year-old. So with that being said, it can be up and down with whatever's going on with her just alone. So this is one of the things that I have done that have helped me stay organized and help me write those grants faster. And then once I write that grant, I just feel so much better about what's happening and how my day is going to go, right? So what I do and what I want you to start doing is waking up early. I want you to wake up early. If your kids get up, so I'm going to tell you, my kids get up at 5 o'clock, right? That was my older kids. So I'm getting up at 3:30. Okay. I'm getting up at 3:30. So I will say, I was doing it every single day, like Monday through Friday, but I stopped, right? Because I had to get my sleep. So what I do, I at least do it once a week now. Now that I have everything, how I want it, once a week, I'm able to get up early. You don't have to do this every single day, but at least once a week, try to. But if you're doing it Monday through Friday, getting up early, then what's going to happen is your body's going to get used to getting up. So you're going to be getting up, especially if you work a 9 to 5. So just imagine I'm just imagining you working a 9 to 5, being a mother and trying to run a business. So I know that is a lot. Because me personally, I don't work a 9 to 5, right? I just work my business. I'm a mother. But either way, I have to get up early. So if you are a working mother or you are working period, or a single mother, get up early. If you really, really want it bad, you're going to get up early. Okay. If you say, hey, I'm not a morning person, if you're not a morning person, okay. Well, what you need to do, if you're not too tired after work, you need to late at night when your children are sleeping, you need to be getting your work in, right? I know a girl right now, she actually hosts weekly planning sessions, and they're on their calls at 10 p.m. late at night, but it's once a week. But you can do it. You can do it. If you put your mind to it, you say, hey, I want to win grants for my business. If you need money to fund your business, you can do it. Trust me. Okay. And let me take a sip of my coffee. Cheers. All right. The last thing, which is my favorite part of grant writing, my last thing that I'm going to tell you that is going to help you write those grants faster. So let's just recap. You have your grants on a Google sheet, right? So you have them organized. You're waking up early. So now you know what grants you want to apply for this week or next week or whatever. Now, how can you write that grant in a record time? So one of the things you want to do is you want to write that grant using AI. Yes, AI. If you haven't heard about AI, but I'm pretty sure you have because this is a big thing now, even though AI has been out for years and we're just now hearing about it, a lot of corporations have been using AI and we're just not hearing about it, right? Why? So with that being said, you want to use AI. So recently, within the last 12 months, I have been teaching women how to write grants using AI. And you want to do it too. I have been teaching them how to write grants using AI, but not only just writing those grants using AI, I'm helping them, structure their language when they're answering questions because they're using their own language. Even though they're using AI to help with any like sentence structure or errors or whatever that may be, I'm actually showing them how to write their grant. And what is AI going to do? AI is going to help you write that grant in record time. The fastest I have ever written a grant, and maybe I was rushing, I don't know, because I was catching a flight at that time, and I think I had maybe like an hour or 45 minutes in between my flight, And at that time, I was just like knocking these grants out back to back. I think I had already did a grant on the plane, right? So I was like, okay, I'm in the, in the mood. I'm by myself. I didn't have the kids with me on the flight. So I was like, I'm about to be writing these grants, the ones that I got on my list. So when on the in between my flight, I actually wrote a grant. I think the max time it took me was like 20 minutes, y'all. 20 minutes. So I said that all to say is when you are writing these grants, just know every single grant is going to be different. Every grant is going to be different. That's why it's good that you just, if you have a link for a grant for your business and you qualify for it, at least go in there, to see how it's structured. Because a lot of times these grants are just basic information. So basic information is like your business name, your tax ID, your email. Make sure you have a professional email. Okay? Make sure you have a professional email. So with that being said, make sure you at least try. Okay? Make sure you at least try. Go in there and see what the grant is about. So one of the things I offer with my personal service, I offer grant writing classes. So I will say, by the time you hear this, though, my last class probably will be done. But I don't want to leave y'all hanging, so I will be launching a course for you all if you are a for-profit business or a nonprofit business. So just be on the lookout for that. So that way you can take advantage of learning how to write grants for your business or your nonprofit. And it's going to be very, structured modules, step by step. I'm very a step by step person because I know who God have called me to, what women He have called me to. He's called me to all women who want to start business, grant writing, whatever. But particularly, I will be helping people who are not tech savvy, more so like, you know, how can I say this? The older crowd. So I am learning, I'm patient, when I'm teaching, and then I'm also step by step when I'm teaching. So yeah, so sometimes I have to repeat, which is fine. God has given me that patience to be able to be patient with women. Okay. So with that being said, I want you all to be on the lookout for my course. That's number one. Number two, if you're listening to this and you say, hey, I want you to mentor me, I want to be a part of your organization, we do have membership available for women in business, nonprofits. If you are looking, my specialty is scaling, helping women scale their business. So that's the overall goal. When you are joining Women in Power, I'm helping you scale, either it's through grants, getting that funding for your business or your nonprofit, or getting funding through business credit, because a lot of times we're going to need funding, and especially women, African American women are the least funded, and when it comes down to getting money for our business, right? So I focus on scaling your business. So I do that through, like I said, helping you write grants, to win grants, helping you to even SEO. Like I teach SEO, putting your business on Google. I teach you how to get that funding to be able to get, if it's a website, materials, whatever it is that you're needing, helping you get that funding through business credit. And then lastly, I have been helping with government contracting, scale, and these are all the different areas you can scale, y'all. You want to scale through government contracting, especially if you have not hit six figures in your business. You're going to scale in government contract. Once you win a government contract, you can guarantee that government contract is going to be anywhere from 6 to 7 figures. So this is how I teach scaling, because we need to know how to scale our business, and we need that steady income. We need contracts, So with that being said, that's how I teach in Women in Power. And then I also do monthly mentorship calls with my members. So I don't care if I got, 10,000 members or 1,000 members, whatever it is, I'm going to call you personally, and we're going to do those mentor calls to see where you're at in your business. So I will post a link to my membership. And then also, if you just want a one-on-one, hey, I have been on calls lately. I've been doing calls one-on-one calls. We're actually going through grants together. Like I'm coaching you exactly how to write that grant, how to use AI. And then even if you just need help on where to look for those grants, I'm here for that. Okay. So I want to thank y'all for listening to me. Make sure you stay connected with me. I will talk with you all soon.